Hey!
How are you? I'm Jeff.
You're on video. What's up, Jeff?
How are you doing?
Dee Dee, nice to meet you,
Let me
man.
get my
Got your
hands
hands
clean
full.
here. Yeah.
Nice to meet
Nice
you.
to meet you
This
too.
is not what I was expecting.
Well,
I was hearing a little guy who was kind of skinny. No.
Oh, well, yeah. And my wife's taking the dog out right now.
Cool. So you drove up on a motorcycle, or did you guys end up getting?
Oh, no. I went home early.
Oh, great. So it worked out better.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm recording it and kind
Okay.
of, we'll do a little cut and editing and stuff like that. We'll take stuff out and put it together in a training course
fine.
later. That way, if you make any mistakes or anything, or you feel like, oh, I wish I would do, okay, we'll take that out.
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we've got, okay, she's ready to go here.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
She should be.
Okay. Perfect. Hi. How's it going?
Good.
Hey.
Don't jump there.
Hi. I'm Dee Dee. How are you?
This is Claire.
Claire. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Do you know what you've signed up for now?
Yeah, fortunately. I watched a few
Sorta.
videos we did,
Okay.
so.
Okay.
yeah,
So
sounds
you're wanting to, we're gonna focus on getting some of this head stuff going, right?
Yeah, she's ready for everything right now. But,
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so we did everything good.
All right. Let's go back. We'll get started back here. Stuff here.
Okay.
I've pulled some stuff that I might show you to use, you might use, and when I'm grooming, I wanted it kind of like right by me.
Okay.
Okay, so you've got these.
Yeah.
We have it. So you know what this is? It's a blade drive. Do you know what this is?
Yeah, no.
No. Okay, so that's good. So we have the Andis AGC Super 2 Speed.
And that was just kind of
We all don't know.
shot in the dark.
We all
for,
don't know.
Buying clippers.
Okay. So feel that.
Much more than I wanted to spend, but yeah.
And then feel this.
Uh-huh.
Say wow.
Wow. Yeah, it's
Lighter.
Yeah.
Lighter, right?
Sure.
And it is missing a blade, but it's the motor in here is a lot heavier.
Okay.
So for a groomer, you're gonna have a lot more over time.
Right.
6, 7, 8 hours a day or
Yeah.
more, right?
Yeah.
So you may not feel that, but that's why.
Sure.
Is this good enough to resell? Yes, as long as you maintain it and keep it in good repair,
Okay.
you could probably resell this. I would do consignment, so I do a lot of consignment. If you ever need to resell and upgrade, then you let me know.
Okay. Sure.
So this is a good clipper, okay? It's just heavier. So part of me wants to let you do something, and I'm watching, because I'm supposed to teach you, but I don't know where
Yeah.
you're at, right?
Oh,
So,
yeah, I was totally cool with just watching you groom her.
okay,
But, I mean... if
but
you want me to-
but you booked a face training.
Right.
Okay, so when we are gonna do the face training, I wanna kind of see what you've been doing.
Uh-huh.
You should see the look on his
Nothing
face.
on her face, right?
You haven't been doing anything on her face.
Like just trimming like the sides and kind of clipping back the eyebrows
Yeah,
a little
we kind
bit.
of used the
But like
scissors.
that's the one thing I had no
Okay.
clue where to even start.
Okay.
I watched a million videos and
Okay.
like I don't know.
Okay.
And then the rest of her, I just she comes out with how she comes out with clippers.
It wasn't
Okay.
too bad, but
Yeah, she looks decent, I guess.
So
sometimes.
the tools I would use, obviously, I would, if I'm gonna do something, I'm not
Right.
gonna use your clipper,
Sure,
right?
that's fine.
So I'm gonna use my clipper. I wouldn't use, I used to sell these and I don't sell them anymore.
They're kind of cheap.
They're cheap, but they're really sharp.
Oh, okay.
So you could jab, like this is really sharp.
Okay.
Have you noticed, like sometimes you actually, if you hit yourself, you're like, dang, that is pretty sharp.
Not so much that as
Or
much
are
as
you even using these?
the
they
guards
look
are
new.
pretty flexible.
Okay.
So when I'm
Oh,
going
yeah.
through her hair, they just like
Right, so,
or they'll
right.
wad up
That's
and then you're
another
not
thing.
doing anything. So that's the only thing that I really is like, those aren't great.
Okay. Okay, we can do two, in a normal situation, you're in a class.
Okay.
You're not booking a groom, right? So normally a groom would be a groom. We still get started, but we have to talk about some of this. Okay.
Okay, sure.
So-
we got plenty of time.
Well, you booked 2 hours, so this is training. Okay. So just make sure you watch the cords and everything here.
Yeah.
All right. And there's stools right there. If you feel like you need to just sit down, there's a stool right there.
Oh, yeah.
So the bigger the brush, this would be for not like a Yorkie or a Maltese.
Right. You
And
go-
not even that. I never use a small brush ever.
Well, she grew on us. You see. That's what happened.
So
decided to get
I'm not
big.
here to replace your stuff. I'm
Right.
here to educate you.
Sure.
You want to replace it and upgrade? That's on you.
Okay.
But this is why. Bigger the brush, the more room you're going to cover. And on a
Right.
bigger dog,
Oh yeah, yeah.
you do one stroke here is like, or one stroke here is like 20 strokes here,
Right.
right? So the bigger the brush, the more area you're going to
Sure.
cover. Okay. So I wouldn't use this. This would hurt my hand.
You'd
In the
be here
long
forever,
run,
right,
I would be here forever. And then, here, let's see here. This is a great, like a rake. It doesn't have any like cutters to actually pull a mat out, like razor cut a mat while you're in there, like you're going dum dum dum. You're actually slicing it to get it out, right? When you get a hook behind the ear.
Yeah, because we've had a couple behind the ears, and then
this is not going to cut that open. This is pulling.
Yeah, no.
Right? So this will help you, in my opinion, the back of a husky. It's not that it's matted. It's actually you need to work that dead hair out. So you're working. You could work it with this.
Okay.
So I don't know that, in my opinion, would I use it on her? Probably not.
Okay.
I would use a brush, a comb, and then you might use a dematter.
Okay.
Okay. Where the dematter actually is like razor blades in there. You can see.
Sure.
You're going to be cutting through some stuff. Rather than here, there's no action of cutting.
Oh no.
So you're just pulling, right?
Yeah,
if it's a knot, you're just pulling.
We just find it.
Yeah.
That's all it does. It tells
so
you where it's at.
that's okay. So if you didn't want to get finer teeth, then you would stick with this. But you can see this could cover more ground.
Sure.
Because you're going down the leg, right? So there's a difference there. Okay. Good point. This is a finder. That's good. Now I used to sell these as an inexpensive way to get guards into your household.
Right.
But I found I don't like them, and why do I sell them? Okay. So one of the things is immediately I can tell you just the rounded. Okay, you got some rounded tip here. Let me see your arm, and I'm gonna go like this.
Right.
And then this, you could if I go hard enough, I could almost probably break skin just a little harder. Isn't it sharper? So it's sharper, but like you said, you've got your metal. Can these move? Yeah, if I push them together, but I'm not going to because then
These things are super flimsy.
Yeah, really, right?
Yeah.
So you get a little bit of curly hair, which you will on this dog, right?
Right.
And it's like now it's an uneven cut. It's all backwards and it's like bleh. So you're probably not using these, are you?
Well, yeah, we use them. It's time consuming because you have to stop, clean them out, straighten them out again, and then do it. So
I have actually resold every one of them that I've replaced with metal ones, FYI. So someone who's doing it at home that has a Yorkie, it's fine.
Yeah.
Maybe not a Maltese, but straighter hair. So you can always say, Dee Dee, I know I want to upgrade that because I'm going to have you using these.
Most of ours were made because she absolutely needed to be groomed, and it was late. It was the pet store that was open. And we
that's what you got there? Okay.
Yeah, that's how we.
But I'm going to have you using these. I'm not going to have you using those.
Sure.
Because you won't use those.
Okay.
Because, right, what you just said, they're moving around and stuff,
Yeah,
and you're going to get a knot and it's going to be uneven?
Sure.
Okay. Okay. So I am going to put these here for a second here. So shears. This is why I had a lady start making a shear holder. Is these probably are not as expensive as mine.
Right.
So this is probably $89.99.
Right.
$69.99. Right. Do you feel me?
Right.
The ones I pulled out over here is like $29 or $22.99, $69 or $49 or something. You see what I mean?
Sure.
So these I wouldn't throw in a bag, right? You'd want to have them in a sleeve or for a long time I would roll it up in a towel.
Okay.
So they're not bing, bang, bang, bang. They're not jumping around and binging. Because if you do that, then it starts to lose its tension here.
Right.
Okay? So you don't want this to lose its tension because then it won't cut right.
Okay.
And if you've ever had anyone thin your hair out at the barbershop and it pulls, it's not sharp or it's not tensioned right.
Okay.
And I leave they've got these new tension ones like this where you can do I try not to mess with those.
Yeah.
I'm not a pro at it. And I'm not a pro at messing with the blades. So once they're dropped or shuffled too much or they're not cutting right, I just put them aside and let my sharpener guy fix them, okay? So when you put them in a bag, that's why the more expensive shears you get, you're gonna go, I need to take care of these. So if I drop these right now, I would not cut with them again until they got retensioned and sharpened.
Okay.
Okay? And it's important because you can nick a dog, it will pull the skin and nick it with these. Okay, so that way you know this is serious.
She's had one small accident with a
Who's she?
sheepy.
Shippy has had one small accident.
Well, I got a little close.
You got a little close?
A lot close.
A lot close. Did you guys go to the vet or
It was
heal at the house?
healed it.
Healed at the house.
Where
was it? Where was that, Nick?
Kind of back behind the ear.
Okay.
somewhere.
Was
Back-
that cutting out a mat?
Yes.
Or not shaving it out?
No.
Cutting it out.
Yeah.
So now you know what I mean when I say don't cut mats
Now
out?
we shave them out.
Are you recording?
That's for real.
Everyone has done it.
Yeah, so the next time we
You know what?
Because it's just impossible.
You just get under with the shaver and you're better off than
Yeah.
this because you can't gauge the skin.
Oh, you know,
with
and
the
I
scissor.
was so careful. I was perfectly good. She was upset. She said, it's too close. It's dangerous. I said,
You were saying it's upset?
I've got this.
Mom was saying this.
I cut it,
Yeah, I
and she,
felt
Boom.
she looked at me, and she was so thankful that I got the mat out. I said, look, she's just looking at me like she can't believe it. And then I saw I cut her. I was like, oh, it wasn't that. She was so thankful. It was she couldn't believe I cut her.
Oh.
We've had a rough go.
That's what happens when you're doing yourself. Am I right? Because you don't know these things. Someone's not over your shoulder saying, hey, don't do that.
You want to do good, but
So today, the gentleman who left, I don't know if you saw it, you probably haven't.
I
I'm
didn't
sure.
see
So he didn't let me groom the dog. He wouldn't let me groom, and the dog wouldn't let anyone touch him.
Oh,
right?
really? Okay.
And the parent even went out. And, anyway, the answer was no, Dee Dee, I don't think we should do this. He's really mean.
Okay.
And they didn't want to get bit either, right?
Right.
But what was my whole point? It was,
The shaving, not cutting.
oh, everyone on you. So he goes, I'm gonna go ahead and attempt this at home. And I said, YouTube, go. It was live. I said, YouTube, you guys tell him what you think about that comment.
Yeah.
And don't do no,
Yeah.
And the reason is it's not that you're not gonna do it.
Right.
You should just do some research 1st
Mm-hmm.
and really say, someone like Dee Dee telling you don't use scissors on a mat ever.
Sure.
You know what I mean? Then you would be like, okay, she said never. Now you're either gonna believe me or you're still gonna try it yourself.
Yeah.
Because that's humanity.
So
Okay.
much easier just to use the clippers
Clipper.
and be done.
Oh, you do have a comb in here. It's hiding.
Yes,
Hmm.
but
Yeah, it'll work. It's small.
it's a little smaller. Like I said,
Wow, it's really small. Look how small this
she
is.
was she was really small.
At one point, I'm sure she
That
was.
I didn't bring in the brush that was this big. We have.
Oh my gosh. So that one I still use like this right here. This one,
Yeah, kind of a little bit. Yeah,
I
ours
still
is
use it
oval,
as my
but-
shaper brush. So I still use this to shape hair, move it around, up and down, because it is smaller. But brushing,
Yeah,
no,
you'd never
yeah,
finish.
you would not see me doing that. All right, so nail clippers, not my favorite.
Okay.
Only because it's just me and what I do. It pinches your finger here if you're really working right here.
Okay.
This part goes all the way back. I've
She's
had that
the
happen.
pro, I
Boom,
don't,
boom, boom. So I've
never
hurt my
done
thumb
it.
on those kinds before. Okay, so this one was okay. I guess I'm gonna. This is really cheap.
Yeah, I know they're fun.
This is. I don't know that. Gosh, was it Andis? I guess it was. Okay, so the oil and your blade drive. So a blade drive, go watch my blade drive video. You could probably put this, take it apart and put it in yourself. Do you know where it goes?
No. So I've done that, but I don't know what the.
So
blade
that's the blade drive right there. Can you tell?
Okay, it's just a new.
Right, so you would,
new,
right, a new,
got you.
right.
Okay.
And this moves that blade back
That
and
makes
forth.
sense, sure.
Right.
Gotcha.
So then there's something you're supposed to look for. I don't even ever know. I can tell by the cut.
Okay.
So I think it's like,
Some type of wear. Or,
yeah, there'll be like right here and right here, there'll be two round spots that start to grow into it and you're like, oh, okay, it's getting really thin there.
okay.
What, like brakes,
Mm-hmm. Sure.
or brake
Yeah.
pads.
Mhm. A wear bar.
You are, right.
Of sorts.
So it starts, what you'll find is like lines in your cut
Okay.
in the hair. It's like, gosh, everything's a line. It doesn't matter if I oiled them and let my oil sit, blah, blah, blah. It's just lines all up in your cut. Then you'll
Okay.
probably do that first, switch out your blade drive.
Okay.
Then if that doesn't work, then get it serviced, clean it all out, da, da, da. You can probably do it yourself. You basically have to take it apart and remember where the parts
Okay,
go.
yeah.
Blow it all
Hook up a
out with the
couple
blow
screws,
dryer.
sure.
Yep. There's more than a couple screws, 6 or something like that. But these screws have nothing to do with this. These two
Okay,
screws have
right,
nothing
no,
to do
that's
with
just the
this.
blade, right.
So some folks come in here and take off these, and I say, Dee Dee, I'm having so many problems with my blade. It's not cutting, this and that. Have you ever taken your blade apart? Yeah, I do it all the time. I wouldn't do that.
Right.
I have taken those apart once, and I could not get it back together with the right tension.
Okay.
They set aside, and I never did it again.
done,
In
yeah.
16 years, I've never taken those apart again.
Okay.
Because if you don't do the right tension, guess what happens? It's gonna move too floppy, blah, 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 and not cut right.
Okay.
Or too tight, and it'll grab skin while it's in there.
Ah.
It's so crazy.
Okay.
But if you're not sure what you're doing, just leave it alone.
Okay.
You can always drop them back to me, or I'll tell you somewhere to go.
Okay.
You can get them sharpened, serviced, things like that, okay? When people send them to me, I take them over to them, and they let them do it, because there's the blade guys. You know what I mean? They're the blade company, and servicing and stuff. Okay, so we will be using your clipper, because I'm going to let you use
Okay.
it.
Sure.
Some tips. One, if you ever drop your clipper, it's kind of out of there. That blade's out of there. Just like the tension for your shears,
Okay.
you basically go, okay, well, that's got to get sharpened, and now let's start a new one.
Okay.
Okay? So if you ever drop it and you wonder why it's not working well, it's off tension. Got to start over. So you said you only had this 10 blade?
That's it.
So if I were you, you would be upgrading your 10 blades so that you have 1, 2, 3, 4, and then I have some that need to be sharpened over there. So usually I have 6 10 blades in there at one time.
Okay.
That tells you how many that I, as a groomer, on one dog, not like 10 dogs today, but that one dog tonight, I'm gonna have at least 6 to go through.
Okay.
Right? You have 1, which means this baby was gonna get hot in
Wow.
about 8 minutes.
Yeah.
We did that. I don't know if you saw that one where I was like, okay,
No.
we timed the heatness.
Yeah.
I was like,
Don't
we're
take
already
long.
there. I was like, we're already there. He touched it. Yep. I was like, we're already there. It's like 8 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
So what do you think an hour groom is gonna be?
Right.
So you're gonna be taking this as your disinfectant but coolant,
Right.
and you are. This is what I did as a beginner groomer. You're literally cooling it down,
Mm-hmm.
and you might be doing that now. Are you doing that now with this?
Mhm.
So what are you doing?
You know, we just chill
took a
out for a
break.
little bit.
Yeah.
Take a break.
Yeah.
Okay. So wouldn't you rather just keep going until you're
Oh, yeah,
done,
that'd be great.
rather than just all day
Sure.
Sunday? It's an all day thing. Okay. All right. So it's good to know, right? So coolant is how some people go, I don't love using chemicals through the groom, and now that I could afford to have more 10 blades, I'll use this because I don't have just one pet in the facility. I'm cleaning as I go with the same blades, right?
Okay.
But at home, since you have one dog, you could probably do 2 blades and just rotate them. Maybe
Okay,
3.
let one cool while you're
Yep,
using the other.
absolutely.
Okay.
That's how I started. So you got an extra 10 blade and one in cooling. And you can, and I remember I didn't want to do any kind of, gosh, I tried everything to cool the blades faster, because when you first start grooming, you got to do 100 dogs before you make commission. You're still on $8 an hour or $7.40 an hour. So you can't, you know what I'm talking about.
Right.
So you're like, well, what do I got to do here? And so I got a little slate or something. It's granite. It
Okay.
retains heat.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, didn't work. It's too slippery, and your blade's gonna slide off and
off,
fall. Okay, so then I was like, man, I really got, so then you just get one blade and then work so harder, get another blade, and then for you guys at an at-home situation, you could probably rotate 1 to 2 blades.
Okay.
The dog gets bigger, get a 3rd blade.
Okay.
And then the blades, I've had my blades, some of them since I've been grooming.
Okay.
They will last almost your lifetime.
Okay.
Okay, you just get them resharpened, and I get mine sharpened about once a year. And look how many more dogs I'm doing than
Oh
you.
yeah, done. Yeah.
So you might, as long as you maintain them really well.
Ceramic blades, or are you
Both.
using? Okay.
It depends on what you want to afford. Ceramic is going to be like butter.
Yeah.
The other one's like butter new, but as time goes by, it's not the same.
Okay.
You just get them sharpened and they'll work. Mine are all, right now, all these are not ceramic. That's a ceramic right there that needs to be sharpened.
Okay.
And it took 2 years to have, 2, maybe even 3 years to get that sharpened. So now I need to sharpen it.
Okay.
Ceramic blades are more expensive, but they're the first year of cutting, they're like dynamic.
Okay.
And then you get them sharpened. They only have about 6 times or 5 or 6 times sharpen life.
Okay.
So you take that little blade and sharpen it 5 or 6 times, and then you're done with the white part of it.
Okay.
The white part is like the ceramic part of it. So you're done with the white part. Then you can actually, I sell just, this is called a cutter. So
Okay.
you can just replace the cutter. So then you're taking that out and starting over.
Mm-hmm.
And then a year or whatever, to maybe 2 years, you're sharpening and having it sharpened that first time. So
Okay.
to see how,
Yeah. And they stay cooler through the cut longer, or?
yes, absolutely, because it's not metal to metal, it's ceramic to metal.
Right.
So metal to metal, when you drill, right, metal to a screw is really hot when you touch a tip.
Mm-hmm.
Have you ever done that?
Oh, yeah.
Touch a tip, it's like burning hot. So this is ceramic to metal, so that's why it's gonna run cooler.
Okay.
Is it gonna still get hot? Yes. Is it worth it? Depends on how you wanna cut. So I have tons of Ultra Edge regulars.
Okay.
I look at them almost the same.
Okay.
Yeah. Maybe what, $6 more for a ceramic, I think?
I don't recall.
Something like that, $5 or $6 more, I think. Okay, so that kind of is the rundown on your tools. Now, when we start to do the head now,
Mm-hmm.
we're gonna play around with, sorry, I need that light. We're gonna start playing around with some guards.
Okay.
And we're gonna use these guards. And so I am still using between wall and master grooming, so it just depends. I think this is a wall. This is an MGT, because I've had it so long. I think I've had that one 10 years.
Okay.
MGT. And I don't buy MGT anymore. That was a Pet Edge brand, and Pet Edge has changed what they carry. So I still have these lingering, but I use the walls. It's kind of the same thing.
Okay.
You can see the design factors all kind of the same,
Sure.
right? So five guard Oh, okay, let's go back. You have a 10 blade right here.
Right.
A 10 blade is going to be, and I don't know if you're good at notes, but if you put a 40 blade on there, a 40 blade is really awesome to do butter on the feet, the pads. It'll clean those out. But if you did a 40 with the guard is going to chew up all the teeth on a 40.
Oh, okay.
Try it. You are literally going to throw $40 right in the trash. You're going to go, well, all those teeth are gone. Because all the teeth are so tiny that this going back and forth is going to damage it completely. Okay. So you'll learn that if you do it, but you're never going to want to do that.
Sure.
If you ever buy a 40 blade, which I'm going to have some on sale because I want to rotate some of my 40 blades out. Everyone should have a 40 blade. You might be like, holy crap, why didn't I know about that before? Because the feet, the pads, it's going to be like 1, 2, 3, 4, and we're done. It's so fast. Whereas when I learned at PetSmart, they mandated us to use a 10 blade or maybe even a 15 blade on the feet. You thought the 10 blade took stuff off? Just wait till you start the 40. You'll be like, wow, this is really cleaning it up under there.
Okay.
But the 10 blade is all you have, so I know you don't know what this does.
No,
right?
never
You know what I'm
tried
saying?
it. I think I went probably at Andis. I think they've got like a lessons on their site.
Okay.
And they talk a little bit about the blades.
Okay.
They talked about the different motors and
Okay.
And really, I kind of
Did you learn anything?
I read enough.
Some
Yeah,
stuff?
but
Some?
I'm doing it once whenever she really needs a fix it.
Right.
So it's not.
So you
like
really need someone to help you just
profession.
get it done.
You're kind of the
Just get in there. Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you.
But I did realize, that there were 4 different things.
Right.
Like, and I think you show some like when you switch to the paws.
Okay. For different blades to do different things.
Yeah.
Okay. So you're gonna have your guard, and if you don't know what you're doing, I say practice it at first, because if you drop your clipper, guess what? We're out. Remember?
Right.
Okay. You drop this, you might break it. These are pretty fragile. I don't drop these very often. You drop your blade, it's out. Right. You're gonna drill this.
Sure.
Drill this
I got
in you.
that. Yeah. That makes
You drop your shears, they're out. Okay.
Right.
So sometimes the little old lady who flew out from Utah, I was like, do it over the table, please, because she's not used to it yet.
Right.
So you take this off and drop the blade, you're out. So you take this off or whatever, right? So we're gonna get this guard. So if you don't know how to do it really good yet, over and over, then practice.
Okay.
Practice over a counter or over a pillow or whatever.
Sure.
So you're gonna put your guard on. You're gonna lay it there first,
Sure.
and then you're just gonna.
Yep.
Okay. So you got your guard on there. Is that the same as these? Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Same
thing.
mechanism.
Same mechanism there. So now you have your different guards. Now, they're a little tricky. Okay. Tell me which one cuts more hair out of all those. Which one's gonna take off more hair than the other?
Take off more hair, as in shorter.
So let's leave the dog the shortest out of all those guards I just laid there. Leaving the dog the shortest hair on the body.
It looks like this one, maybe. I would guess this one.
Yes, you're correct. So that's exactly right. So you're gonna go. So put them in order, right? So line that black line up like you did. This is taking off a lot of hair.
Yeah, it's
This is
pretty
what's
short
left.
guard. Right.
Okay. The what's left is going to be 1/8 inch.
Okay.
Okay. Here, what's left is going to be 1/4 inch. This purple one's one of my favorites. Okay. And then you're going to come into actually this one, which is a different brand. You can see they're made differently, just a tiny bit different. But you're taking off more hair, right? So you're leaving the hair longer, taking off more, taking off more, taking off more until you have about 1/8 inch left.
Sure.
Okay. So then this is my second favorite, 3/8 inch. Okay, here. It'll say it somewhere.
Okay.
Okay. And then this is 1/2 inch.
Okay.
Now, if you said, Dee Dee, these are my most used guards. This one being once every 6 months.
Right.
Okay. And this one being like getting the feet real tight without using scissors.
Okay.
Say the dog is a jerk. He's doing this.
Right.
So I'll use the guard to be safer instead of trying to cut